Today, I want to show you a very cool trick that you can do right inside Adobe Premiere Pro. The effect is called Locked On Stabilization, and it basically makes an object of your choice, like my head, stay exactly at the center of the frame even though it is moving across the frame. This kind of effect is very cool, but you would usually need to go into After Effects in order to do all the tracking and all the stabilization in there. So what I'm about to show you today is quite revolutionary because it was never before possible to do inside Premiere without the manual and laborious work of going frame by frame and adjusting stuff. So let's jump into Premiere and let me show you how you can do it there. Alright, so here's my example project, and as you can see I have a video clip right here, and if I scrub through I am just moving the camera across, up and down in this kind of movement. And what I want to do is I want to stabilize this shot so it stays exactly, this camera stays exactly in the center. So let's scrub to the beginning, and the first thing that we need to do is we need to actually create a mask around the point that we want to track. So in this case it's a camera, and I have actually already done it, so let me show you how it works. I have a Gaussian blur effect right here in the effects control, and if I click on the mask, as you can see we have a mask around the camera, and if I move it I have automatically tracked the movement of this mask, the position of this mask, in order for it to kind of follow the camera. So the mask looks like this, but we are not going to be using a Gaussian blur. The only reason why I added it because I needed some kind of mask that would not change my clip, so I could take the keyframes of this mask path and convert it into the keyframes of position. And yes, this is something that is not normally possible inside Premiere, so in order to achieve this we are going to need a plugin that I actually have written for Premiere. I have figured out how to take the mask path and convert it into not only position but also, if you want, rotation and scale. Okay, so to open up the plugin we have to go to Window, Extensions, and the plugin is called Mask to Transform, and right here we can select Position, Rotation or Scale. We are only interested in the position. So what I want to do is I want to go to this Gaussian blur, I want to click on the mask, right click on it and copy. Then go to the plugin and get from clipboard, and as you can see the plugin is telling me that I have successfully read 146 keyframes. And now what I can do, I can just apply those keyframes as a transform effect. For instance, I have the motion graphics layer right here. If I prolong it and if I apply it as transform, as you can see it is pasting those keyframes. You can also observe it right here in the effects control, and when it is done I can scrub through and the text is perfectly following the camera in the shot. Pretty cool, huh? And like I told you, it was never before possible inside Premiere. You would have to go into After Effects in order to be able to apply tracking data in order to move something like a text in your shot. And by the way, I have a full tutorial and a full demonstration of various examples of how this plugin actually works and how to use it, but we are not going to be tracking text today. We want to stabilize the shot, so let's see how we can do that. Okay, so let's go back here. Let's actually delete this layer, we don't need it. We want to select the clip itself and we want to paste those keyframes as transform, and as you can see again it is adding the transform effect right here and it is pasting our position keyframes. Okay, now that it is done, if I scrub through, as you can see the clip is moving, but it's not exactly doing what we want. We want to move the clip to the left when the camera moves to the right and vice versa. So how can we do it? Very simple. Let's just scrub back, let's collapse this, and we want to add another transform effect. So we go to the effects here, transform, and drag the transform below the transform that the plugin created for you, and then scroll down here and go to rotation and rotate it by 180 degrees. Just like that. And now if I scrub through, as you can see the camera stays pretty much in the exact same position in the shot, while the entire clip is being repositioned in order to stabilize the camera. And now what we want to do is basically just rotate it back 180 degrees again in order to fix the fact that we now have an upside down clip. So how we can do that? Very simply, we can just right click here and nest. Okay, and now when the clip is nested we can just go to the motion properties of this nest, we can go to rotation, rotate it back 180 degrees, and just like that we have a perfectly stabilized shot. Of course we need to zoom into it a little bit in order to get rid of the black bars. So let me show you how the final effect looks with a little bit of sound design and speed ramping. So what do you think? In my opinion the effect is pretty cool. You can totally use it in social media, on YouTube, on Instagram, maybe even on TikTok, right? And also you can use that effect for more subtle things, like for instance imagine you're having a dolly shot and you are walking towards an object with your camera. Take a look at this example. I was walking towards my car, just hand holding my phone, and look at this side by side. The video on the left is the raw shot and the video on the right is stabilized using that exact technique. I think this makes a world of a difference difference. And again, you can do it right in Premiere. You don't need to go to After Effects. I know you need a plugin, but I think this is a awesome plugin that you can use for a lot of different things: text tracking, motion graphics tracking, stabilizing shots, etc, etc. You can do it all inside Premiere. So again, link to the video about this plugin and also link to the plugin itself will be somewhere down below in the description. And also I post a lot of videos about filmmaking, about photography, different tutorials. I also have other plugins, so maybe some of this stuff will be interesting to you. So that's basically it for me. I hope you like this little tutorial, and bye.